Hey, it's Chris, and it's been just about 4 months since my original Apple Watch Series 4 review went live on the channel. Now, it's time for an update, and in that time, my views on a few things haven't changed at all, but my views on some other things, one thing in particular, has actually changed quite a bit. I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different at the end of this video. I'm gonna be responding to and answering some of the questions you've asked in some recent comments, so stick around for that. But let me kick this off by kind of giving you a rundown of how this gadget and I go through a typical day together, because I think that tells you a lot about what I think about this device. Every workday, I wake up with an alarm set on my watch. You can set multiple alarms, and I've got one called Workday Wake Up that gets me up at either 5:30 a.m. normally or 4:30 a.m. on super busy weeks. Usually, my watch stays on my nightstand until I'm done with breakfast and then hops onto my wrist for my morning exercise routine. Sometimes while I exercise, I watch YouTube on the iPad, but just as often, I listen to music, a podcast, or an audiobook, and when I do that, I control what I'm listening to and the volume in my AirPods using my watch. Even though you can swim with this thing on, it still comes off for the shower while I'm getting ready, and then it's back on to tackle the day. At this point, an app called Streaks has usually reminded me to complete some of my morning habits, and I tap those notifications to check off anything that I've already done. Also, if it's trash or recycling day, my watch has a recurring reminder set to let me know I need to put out the bins. Otherwise, I totally forget. Throughout the day, I'm constantly adding more reminders using my watch. More than a calendar or a to-do list, this one function I rely on so heavily to basically run my whole day. Throughout the day, of course, I get notifications that keep me updated. No email notifications though, because there's too many of those, so I turned them off, but lots of text, and this is my primary way of texting people. So when I'm working at my desk and a call rings up on all my different devices, my Mac, my iPads, my Apple Watch, my iPhone, then I often choose to take it on my Apple Watch because it's so quick and definitely convenient. On days when I want to go for a walk and check in on the weather, I just give a quick glance at my watch face and the dark sky complication. Sometimes I also ask Siri on the HomePod, but this is usually my go-to. And speaking of walking, my watch always keeps me updated throughout the day on what I need to do to meet my fitness goals. And it's something I've really come to appreciate. Around town, as I'm grabbing a coffee or running some errands or doing something else, I often use Apple Pay. And now that Target finally supports Apple Pay, I basically use Apple Pay to pay for everything, with the one exception being gas, because sometimes I can use it and sometimes the pumps are like too old, which is very frustrating. When my smart doorbell rings or when I'm on a trip and a security camera catches some motion, I get an alert on my watch and it shows me who's there. Now, surprisingly, in a given workday, I actually use my watch to get some actual work done. I rely heavily on the Drafts app for capturing ideas, which is a crucial part of my work. So of course, I set it as one of my complications. On top of that, there are some key business metrics that I track on my wrist using the Numerics app, which is valuable enough for me that I've actually subscribed to that service. And I also get a lot of business packages in any given week, so I need to be able to track those, and I use something called deliveries to stay on top of those. I guess this list could go on and on and on, so I'm just gonna wrap it up by saying I set several different timers. I use maps for navigation, even while I'm driving, even with CarPlay, because it's great to have it tap me on the wrist whenever a turn is coming up. I control smart home lights, I track my heart health, and lots more. And yeah, the heart health thing, that's no joke. My watch definitely knows when I've had too much caffeine or coffee and lets me know. So moving on, let me just try to summarize what exactly it is that I like about the Apple Watch. And I think it really comes down to this. I think the Apple Watch just gives me a way to worry about stuff less. Reminders keep me on task. My wallet's always with me. My notes are always with me. I'll always know who's at the door and where to go. And I'll always be able to make calls whether I have my phone with me or not. Even my health is being monitored. So ultimately, less is going to get by me. So next, let's talk a little bit about durability and build quality. And I have to say, for this being the cheapest model this year, I'm really impressed with how durable it is. Or it could be maybe I've just been extra careful with it, knowing that it's the cheapest model. Right before I got this model, I had the more expensive ceramic version of the Series 3, which was very heavy duty. And before that, I had another aluminum model, and I always worried about scratches. But that actually hasn't been an issue this time around, for whatever reason, so that's great. So here are 3 telling truths about the Series 4. Number 1, I still wear this every single day, and that should tell you a lot. Number 2, this is still one of my favorite tech devices Apple or otherwise, and that should tell you a lot. Like, if I had to choose to give something up, there would be so many devices in line ahead of this Series 4. The third truth is that I still couldn't go back to the Series 3 now that I've experienced the Series 4. And it's not that the Series 3 was bad by any means, but that should tell you how much I've enjoyed these new features. I still really like the slightly thinner design and the larger screen. I still don't use the fire and vapor and other animated watch faces, which I think are cool, but are also pointless for me. When I look at my watch, I want to see information, not animations, but that's just me. It's a personal preference. I think the animations are great for people who just want to use this mostly to get and interact with notifications, but that's not me. I still really like the cellular option because it's great to have the option to take a break from my phone without being completely off the grid, like on the weekends. And here's some things that all still feel like big upgrades to me over the Series 3. The louder speaker, the faster performance, the raise to speak, and the better battery life. Like with the louder speaker especially, I've noticed that I'm willing to take so many more calls on my watch because now I can actually hear what's being said. Definitely still loving watchOS 5 as well with this walkie-talkie function, which is great for family communication, as well as group notifications, which is a huge upgrade. So now let me address the big main thing that I've changed my mind about since the last review, and that is the infograph watch face, that shiny new watch face that had everybody all excited. Here's what I said about it in my first review. I said a long time ago that I wanted a watch face with more complications, and technically the infograph watch face is just what I wanted, but it's not quite what I envisioned. Here's something I find interesting. The original Apple Watch ditched the traditional circular watch design because the designers knew they were doing something different and they didn't have to be held hostage to that particular shape. But here with the infograph face, we have that same analog circular design that they've crammed 8 complications around, like just because. And so my question is, why? Still, though, the infograph face has been what I've been using the most. It's become my default workday watch face because functionally it's more useful than anything that was previously available. Well, after spending several months with the infograph watch face, it turns out I actually don't like it all that much, and I almost never use it. Trust me, I wanted to like it. I thought if it's new, it has to be an improvement. It was in all the marketing materials and everyone in the tech community was talking about it, and I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, but sadly, I feel like it's more or less of a fail. Why? It's just too complicated visually. The focus is on the time telling and not on the showing of the information. Well, it does show me some information, but I don't like having to look in the corners. My brain doesn't like the way that those complications show up, where some elements show up straight and others show up curved. And I don't like that some of the inner complications get covered up by the watch hands. It's just, I don't know, it seems like a mess. I originally hoped that the infograph watch face was gonna be Apple giving me what I've been asking for several videos, and that was more complications. But what I actually meant was I want more complications in a less complicated grid. Like, honestly, and this is gonna sound kind of funny, but I want something kind of like Android phone's home screen with a customizable widget and app layout, except with watch complications. I just want a simple grid where I can choose where things go, how big they are, and how many things show up. That's what I want. The modular infograph face gets kind of close, it heads in that direction, but you can't rearrange the elements, which kind of bugs me, and you only get 6 complications. Still, I end up using it quite a bit because it's as close as I can get to that grid right now. So out of the vast array of options, my most used watch faces right now are these, in order. The Siri watch face, that's my #1 slot, followed up by the modular infograph face, and then finally the Nike face, which is just really nice and simple for the weekends. One of the best things about the Apple Watch though is the relatively large selection of apps that you get. I mean, it's not very many apps compared to the iPhone's App Store, but it's almost an infinite amount when you compare it to any other smartwatch platform. In the not too distant future, I'm gonna upload another video with some great Apple Watch app recommendations, some fresh stuff that you haven't heard of that's come out since the last video I made on it, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But in the meantime, let me just list off a few that I really love. Just Press Record, which I've covered before for audio capture, Nano for browsing Reddit, Audible for syncing audiobooks, Tile for finding my keys or wallet, ETA for seeing how far it is to my frequently visited destinations, Uber for catching a ride, Voice Dream Reader for listening to articles on the go, plus all the apps that I've already mentioned, and the list goes on. There's a few things that I always forget that the Apple Watch can do, and I wish that I would remember those when it would actually be useful. Like, I forget that I can use my watch as a remote for my Apple TVs, and it actually works better than you'd think. And I also forget that I can use it as a remote for my iPhone camera, like for a group picture if I don't want to do a timer. So is the Series 4 perfect? No. I mean, it's relatively expensive, although totally worth it. Also, some of my favorite iOS apps aren't on Watch OS. That's kind of frustrating. Of course, it could have better battery life, and Siri could still do a lot more. And for crying out loud, Apple, please bring Apple Notes to the watch. It needs to be there. But in any case, with no reservations, I can still recommend this device. I even got my mom to buy one recently, and she loves it. It didn't take her too long, she said, to start depending on it. What else do you need to know? Now, this is not the end of the story. To see what you can really do with the Apple Watch Series 4, let me make some recommendations to some of my other videos. Hit the description. I've linked up a couple down there below. You can load up on some great apps that you need on your watch that will help you do so much more. You can get some great tips. I've got several tips videos, so check out that description. And right now, I want to do something a little bit different, which is respond to some comments that you guys have made in recent videos and answer some questions. So obviously, for the next video, if you want me to read and respond to your comment, possibly, then you got to leave something down below. Commenting on my smart battery case review for the iPhone, Justin says, if you're constantly using the smart battery case all the time, doesn't it degrade the battery over time? That's a great question. Actually, it doesn't. That's why it's called the smart battery case. It can manage that power transfer, when to do it, when not to maximize your battery life. Commenting on the HP all-in-one review, Diesel7 says, wow, great review. As always, I'll definitely check into this PC for a possible desktop. However, a follow-up would be really nice, especially since you're a heavy Apple user like myself, and I'm curious how incorporating a PC would be. This is interesting because I am mostly a person that lives in the Apple ecosystem. That said, I really like to experience everything else that's out there when I get the chance. And so HP gave me that chance. They sent that over for a sponsored review, and I would never review something or talk about something that I wasn't somewhat excited about. In this case, it was a very exciting machine. So it had specs very similar to my 2016 maxed out MacBook Pro, and I really wanted to compare that. So if anybody else would like to see a follow-up video, please let me know. That being said, I don't use it all that much. At the moment, it's kind of just being used as a screen to kind of display some of my YouTube stats on my desk, or maybe to do a little bit of gaming on the side or something. So yeah. Commenting on unbelievably useful Apple Watch apps number 2, Liz says, please don't stop making these videos. They're fabulous. Your videos introduce a whole new set of apps to me, the vast majority of which I promptly downloaded. Please keep them coming. That's great. I'm glad that you really liked it. Like I mentioned, I am working on another episode of Watch apps. And the thing is, those don't come out all that often because the ecosystem is relatively small. So it takes a while for me to discover and to save enough apps to make a new episode, but it's almost done. It's almost ready, so hit subscribe. Sebastian says, can you try a Samsung Galaxy S10? Yeah, maybe. If enough people seem to be interested, I'll definitely do that. I have covered Android phones here on the channel from time to time. I bought several recent Samsung devices to either review or to compare versus the iPhone. OnePlus usually sends along their latest device to check out. So yeah, I mean, if that's something that I think people are gonna be interested in, that it's worth my time, yeah, I'll definitely do that. Cynthia says, Chris, why are your videos so dope? I'm getting an iPhone just to get all these accessories. Thank you for following your dreams and bringing us such amazing content. I have to say to everybody who leaves similar comments, really, you shouldn't be thanking me. I should be thanking you. It's you guys that allow me to do this, my dream job. So really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, not just saying it, thank you. Jabari says, great video and awesome shirt. I love it. He's talking about this Romans 1:16 shirt. And actually, I got to give a shout out to Reach Records for sending this over. That's Lecrae's record label. They sent over a bunch of swag a while back. And this is like the Champion times Reach collaboration, and I'm pretty sure it's in their store, so I'll link that up down below if you want to grab one for yourself. All right, well, thank you for watching. I totally appreciate it. Check out the description. Lots of great stuff to continue your Apple Watch binging. And don't forget, you can follow at DailyTekk, spelled Daily Tekk, on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.